Get those likes up, ladies and gentlemen. Get those likes up, ladies and gentlemen. Timer's ticking. Last chance to hit those likes. Let's get the party started. Yo! What's going on, everyone? What's going on? Good morning. It's weird to be back, man. What's up, Mike? John? Dan? A little rusty. You guys are talking about how rusty I'm going to be already. What's up, B-Water? B-Water and Rodney arguing already about is the bottom in. What did I not miss for the last couple of days? Handleton, Franco. What's going on, man? All right, so the dump while I was gone, it happened in there early, but it happened right before I left, but now we're getting the pump out of the wedge. We're looking for the pump out of the wedge. What's going on, Patish? Fahid? What's up, man? I don't like being gone for like 9 days. I get back and I feel super weird when I hop on here. It is what it is. It is what it is. We're going to jump out of the charts, though. You guys probably ask, how was Poland? It was different. It was different. Okay, when you go from New York to Poland, it's like the exact opposite. Okay, here you got people yelling, yo, you know what? Give me the pizza. You know, they're not all Italian, but, and then you go to Poland, you don't see anyone for like 10 miles, man. It is what it is. What's going on? He sounds different. I'm also jacked up with coffee right now, man. All right, let's talk some charts. I'm going to get back to talking the charts because I didn't look at charts for like 10 days, and I get this weird withdrawal symptoms from not looking at the charts, man. Hold on. Let me reset this real quick because this is gonna do what it's gonna do, man. Hold on. There we go, man. All right, so let's talk some charts. Bitcoin broke from the wedge. All right, I guess we gotta play a little pump song before we get started here. Let's play the pump song. Let's get it. One pump song, just one. Come on. He's a Polish accent. Chished. Brusha. Come on. Drone was Drone was was bored in Poland. Oh man, listen, I'll say that lifestyle's not for me, man. But it is what it is. It was fun. It was fun. It was fun. Talk, Chess, Prussia. I forget already, but there we go. I was betting on your t-shirt color for a while, white. You know I gotta rock the white. I think white looks the best on me personally. White and black. White and black. Keep it simple, man. Keep it simple. Anyways, let's jump on the chart. So, we talked about this wedge. Before we went on vacation, we talked about this wedge for specifically for total market cap, but, you know, for Bitcoin, Ethereum, we were all following the same pattern, right? You know, right before I left, I think it was the day... no, this was 2 days ago, actually. This was not that long ago. But, you know, while I was gone, we pretty much went sideways. And then we dumped. We actually stayed in the pattern, though. Like, if you look at, you know, this support, this support, this support. Since I left about 10 days ago, we kind of just went boop, 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 boop. Stayed in the pattern. But now we're getting that move to the upside out of the daily falling wedge. But does that mean that we are out of the woods yet? You know me. It takes a lot for me to say we're out of the woods. Because you think you're getting out of the woods and then you get smashed down to the downside, because that's what happens in a bear market, right? But anyways, you guys are cracking me up in the chat. I actually did not eat any Polish food while I was over there. Not one thing. Actually, no. If you consider soup, tomato soup, Polish food, I don't know. Is that Maj?
You ate Polish food at the wedding.
Okay, yeah, Polish food at the wedding. I don't know if I should be saying this on here. The wedding Polish food was shitty. Very shitty, very shitty, very shitty. But it's okay. It's okay. We'll make up for it now that we're back here. I already had Chinese food last night, so it is what it is. Anyways, let's see what we got going on here. So Bitcoin broke out of the wedge. Technically, the target will be back up here to 25K. Do we make it all back to 25K? Well, we have a few things we have to talk about here. Now, you can see the poll here. Is the Bitcoin bottom in? We got 259 votes. Make sure you get your vote in that poll. We got 46% people said yes, and 54% of people said no. So most people think that the bottom is still not in. For anyone who does think the bottom's still not in, let me know why. If you think the bottom is in, let me know why. I like to know what you guys think too. Jordan got married? Oh no. You'll never find me getting married. Never. Never! Never! What's up, Neil? Don't be spreading rumors out here. All right, anyways. So you got this daily falling wedge, but we're not out of the woods yet. Why are we not out of the woods? Well, if you look at the charts, guys, we still are below this bear flag / falling wedge that we broke out of over here. The big question I have in this, and the big problem I have with this, is a lot of people had this drawn as a bear flag like this, guys. You know, on the daily chart where we kind of just oscillated up, you know, and we oscillated up like this. A lot of people had this as a bear flag, you know, which you have perpendicular, I think that's the word, perpendicular, you know, support or resistance points. But you could have also drawn this like this, where this was a wedge formation, which we did have this originally like this, okay? Where this was some sort of, you know, depending how well you're going to draw it, this was a wedge formation. Now, if you draw this as a wedge, the technical target would have been actually right where we just bounced, right at the first hit of the bottom side of the wedge, which was right here at about 18,800. And that's exactly where Bitcoin got the bounce from. So depending on how you want to interpret this on the daily chart, you could say that we're still, nothing's really changed, right? Or you could say that we hit the target of the bearish pattern. Now it's time to go back to the upside. Which one is it, right? I don't know, but you know, it is what it is. Because not simple as that. Bottom range will be around 15K, at least the macro that we know. Interesting take, Javier. Well, let's discuss. So if you are of the assumption that this hit the target to the downside and the bottom that is in, perfect, right? I mean, there you go. That's exactly what you're looking for. But, you know, for all the people that, you know, we're looking at this as another bear flag, something along the lines of this, right? And that we did break to this downside, which, you know, if you think it's going to play out like this, you still have the target down here, right? From the swing high to the swing low, you still have the target all the way back down here that puts you down at 14K, which I think every single bear in the history of bears, you know, in the history of the woods, I heard them. When I was in Poland, there was a lot of woods, guys. there was a lot of woods in Poland. And as I was walking through the forest, I just heard 14K, 14K. I just heard 14K in the woods. That's all I heard over there. So 14K is still the target if you look at this as a bear flag. And here's what I'm watching for, okay? And this will invalidate, to me, the bearish scenario. Is if Bitcoin, and this is key. This is very, very key in the daily. There's a reason why I'm sticking to the daily time frame here in the beginning here, guys. Because if Bitcoin can get a rise back in to this, that nullifies, to me, this bear flag. And we don't have to look at that anymore. So if Bitcoin can get back above, let's look at the level right now that I want to see Bitcoin get back above. For us to still hold this range, if Bitcoin can get back above, if we went straight up today, which I don't think we're going to do, we'll get to the shorter term time frames here in a second. If Bitcoin got back above, let's call it 22K. If Bitcoin can get back above 22K today, which I don't think it will, if it does, hallelujah, thank you to the crypto gods. Let's see. If it can get back above 22K and get back into this bear flag, that gets rid of this stupid bear flag. We don't have to talk about this thing anymore. All right, so until we do, you could still look at this as, all right, Bitcoin's coming back up to test the 50 EMA, test the bottom of the bear flag, just a bearish retest before a continuation. But if we can get back into it, hallelujah, that puts us more of the bullish scenario, which you guys probably know which side I'm taking. You know which side I'm taking. I respect the daily bullish wedge. Okay, you know what time frame I'm taking, man. Let's see. There are rumors that bottom dwellers are zombies confirmed. You think so? Cheers, everyone's drinking. Who's drinking coffee right now? Who's got the coffee? Who's got the beer? Who's got the, I don't know. I drank way too much beer over there. Way too much beer. And at the wedding, I had probably the most vodka that I've had in the history of probably the history of my life. Actually, no, that's not true. That's definitely not true. But in a long time. A lot of vodka. Deanne said no one wants to be bullish because everyone still wants lower prices. You know what I'm saying? All right, so going back over here, the big level, I think if we go to the short-term time frames here, the reason why Bitcoin's finding resistance at this current point right here, we're going to get into altcoins in a second, guys. I just want to quickly touch on Bitcoin since I was gone for a little bit. The reason why Bitcoin's finding a little resistance at this current point that we're at right now is, you simply just look left. This is a big point for the Bitcoin chart, all right? You got previous support, previous support, previous support. Now Bitcoin's broken out of our wedge, made its way back up with some volume. I like the volume that came in here. You see this volume, man? You were getting no volume here, and then Bitcoin spooked up to the upside with some volume, as you can see with these yellow vector candles right here. Now we're coming back up, and what we don't want to do is flip these previous support levels as resistance. And you can see the confluence that comes in at this level. And right here might be a point where Bitcoin gets us pullback before coming back up. We'll talk about the short-term time frames. But Bitcoin could see a short pullback here before it goes higher, which I still think it's going to go higher from here. We'll get to that in a second. But you can also see right here, guys, this 204-hour EMA, which always is a pain in our ass, okay? Pain in our freaking... Come on, fart noise. Don't fail me now, man. It's crazy. Every time I open Streamlabs, the fart noise goes nuts 2 times. Even if I turn it off, it still goes nuts 2 times. And then when I want it to play, it doesn't play. You know what I mean? I guess that's the life of streaming, I guess. But we're also getting resistance right here at the 4-hour EMA. 2 wicks up. And we're kind of struggling with this level at the current time frame. So short-term time frame pullback, I think, is likely. But we'll talk about this in a second. Michael, Jordan, here's your NIR update. It's $1 higher than you could have bought it. I did not buy NIR. I was on vacation. I was taking a break from the charts. I didn't want to look at the charts. I did not pick up NIR. So I guess I'm still a bottom dweller on NIR. You guys think I'm smart, dumb for being a bottom dweller? Let me know. Just fart yourself. There we go. Y'all don't want, who wants lower prices? Everyone still wants lower prices, which we'll see what happens. But we'll see what happens. Anyways, let's go back to, say, the hourly time frame. And we'll start with the hourly time frame here, guys, which, I still think we go higher here in the next couple of days. But, this is short-term time frame stuff. This is hourly time frame stuff, 15-minute stuff. You have a little bit of bearish divergence forming here on the hourly time frame where you got higher highs and you got lower highs coming into momentum. Okay, so higher highs price action, lower highs momentum. You got the bearish cross on the 1 hour stocks coming to the downside. I'm going to go with the short-term pullback here. All right, short-term pullback. And you also go to the 15-minute time frame. What do we got here, guys? What do we got here? Respect the wedge formation, man. I like closes. Some people will say, Jordan, you're cutting off the wicks. Jordan, you're cutting off the wicks. I don't care about wicks. Okay? You got higher highs. You got higher lows. Forming a wedge on the 15-minute time frame. Coming back up. Finding a little resistance on the bottom of that wedge formation. Which means to me, this is just a back test before you get the continuation down for a short-term pullback. All right? That's fine. We're okay with short-term pullbacks here. Short-term pullbacks are good. You don't want to see this move up. It's usually not great if you see that fast V-shaped recovery. So a quick pullback before continuation would be better. And then, but crypto. And Bitcoin's already up 9% today. Is it going to go up higher today? We'll see. How many days has Bitcoin gone up? 15%. Very rare. It can happen though. So keep that in mind. But short-term pullback, probably back to the 50 EMA here. I could see a pullback down to like 20,000. Let me go back to the chart, the 1 hour time frame here. Yeah, like 20,500. I would not be surprised at a 20,500 pullback. If it doesn't happen, congratulations. We're going to the moon.
Strap up. We're going to the moon.
Bitcoin's going to 100K tomorrow.
We're going to 100K tomorrow.
And we can kind of celebrate here, but I'm actually going to mark this off right here at about 20,500 for a quick pullback of these previous resistance points and just kind of reset some of our indicators there. It must reset. I agree. Quick pullback. Ah, man. It's absolutely delicious. Come on, tell us more about Poland trip. Oh, the Poland trip was fun, man. It's we were going to basically see her parents, so we were kind of just chilling there for most of the time, and seeing some family and her friends and stuff like that. So it was fun. It was just a kind of a different lifestyle over there, man. Like you'll go from a little downtown area, and then okay, you want to go do something, and then you're gonna drive 30 minutes through a forest to get to a new little village. And then you're going to kind of drive, through another village, 30 minutes of forest, trees, cornfields, pumpkins, what do they call it? Sunflower seeds, and yeah. And then you go to a new village. And then it's, again, cornfields, sunflower seeds. That's it. Maybe some horses. That's really it. No, but it was fun, though. It was fun. It was a lot of vodka and beer, and the wedding was fun. That's for sure. A lot of dancing, man. A lot of dancing. That's it. Chris said, sounds awesome. Just like New England. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, man. Let's see. That's all of Eastern Europe. Pretty much. We went to Berlin too. Berlin was cool. Berlin's a little bit more what I like. There's stuff going on. You're not just in a forest. But Berlin was pretty cool too, though. But Germany is the same thing. It's just when you go into Berlin, there's nothing there. You're just going through the forest. Which some people like that. It is what it is. All right, let's go back to the BTC charts, though. We'll talk more about the trip coming up in a little bit. All right, let me stick to the charts here for real quick. James said, just realized I've been a member for 1 year, 1 month, and 1 week today. Ball out. You've been a member for 1 year? Holy shit. Can't believe I've been streaming for a year and a half. That's the crazy part to me, man. For a year and a half. Anyways, I'm getting off topic here. And then Papo, what's going on? He said, thanks for the streams, brother. Shout out to Jabba. We'll see Jabba tonight. Jabba had a great trip. Bob had a great trip. You'll hear about it tonight, man. Trust me. You'll hear about it tonight. Let's go back to BTC. So BTC is trying to come up right here. I still think we're going to get a bearish rejection here real quick. Guys, We're going to go over some longer term stuff because my thought process has still not changed. I still think there's a high chance the bottom is in, okay? And it's played out perfectly on the longer term time frame charts. We'll talk about that in a second. I just want to kind of touch on the short term time frame stuff real quick. So basically, just to recap, a quick pullback to 20,500 would not surprise me. Retest these previous resistance areas before a continuation back up to the upside is what I'm looking at for today. Stock markets are looking juicy so far. We got the futures up 1.5%. Looks like they are, NASDAQ's already up 1.2%. S&P's up 1.2%. So that is really good for the picture of BTC. Let's see. I like Germany. The only thing that anyone annoys me about them is saying yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what they say in LA. Yeah, yeah. I just got my hair done. Like, yeah. You know, you guys know. You know what I'm talking about. If you're from the US, you know how LA people speak. And I don't like how LA people speak. Like, yeah. Girl, we're going to get drunk tonight. Like, yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean. All right. Let's go back over here. All right. So weekly time frame. Guys, nothing has changed. So far, so good. And this is what we've been looking at so far. We've had everything that I look at flash, okay? You know, everything that I look at flash, including Bitcoin's titties, all right? Bitcoin's titties have even flashed. Not even the bullish indicators. The titties have flashed. We got the pi cycle bottom indicator. Got the cross, check number 1. Got the hash ribbons buy signal, check number 2. What was the thing that I'm looking for? Well, the first thing was our wedge formation. We want to see this wedge break to the upside, all right? And also create some type of double bottom and W pattern, okay? And some type of higher low on the weekly time frame. So far, so good. Now, this can change. Like, this doesn't mean that we can't go lower. But so far, so good. You can't argue the results so far, all right? So far, you've gotten those two things happen, all right? You've gotten the higher lows on the weekly. So far, so good. We got one low. We came back down on a closed basis. We don't care about wicks. On a closed basis, so far, we've gotten that second low. All right? so many of that second low. So there it is. We talked about how that's what we wanted to see based off previous bear markets. And we want to see that higher low come in on the weekly time frame. That W pattern on the weekly time frame. That's what we got there. On back in 2014, 2015, we got higher lows coming in right there. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's continue the trend. Let's continue to hold the higher lows. This could change next week. Like next week, Bitcoin could dump. But so far, what we can take from the charts is it's good. So far, it's good. And to be quite frank, all right, look at where the bull market support band has come in, guys. This is moving down hot and heavy. And we know when Bitcoin gets back above this, typically, that's very bullish. This has now made its way all the way back down to 25K, right? So last time we came up, it was all the way back up here towards 29, 30K. Now that we've had, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more weeks of this coming back down, all of a sudden, this makes its way back below 25K, and now it's going to be easier for us to get back above if we can get this W pattern to play out. We get the 1 hit, the 2 hits, and the rise back up. That would be absolutely beautiful for at least a medium-term move up. Now, I'm not saying we're going to a bull market right now, but what I'm saying is I like the way that the weekly time frame is playing out so far. So far, so good. This can change. So far, so good. Bitcoin right now on the short-term time frame is coming back up right now. Let's see if Bitcoin gets rejected from the bottom of this wedge, or if it's going to just come right, or if it's going to blast through it. If it blasts through it, that's awesome. Ethereum, we'll jump into Ethereum here real quick too. Let's see. We could be forming a W in the weekly. Facts, Bruno. Facts. Let's see. Did you leave Horse Guy in Poland with them horses? Yeah, right now, I mean, you don't even want to know what Horse Guy's doing. We'll ask him later. That's actually a good one. Horse Guy was in the car going like this. That's actually really good. Yeah, Horse Guy. This is every time we passed horses, he was like this. Oh, I knew there were people like me here. I knew I loved Poland. Hey, guys. Hey, do you FOMO too? Do you FOMO? Because I do. Look at me. I am FOMOing right now. Look at all the horses. This is so beautiful. Hey, will you be my friend? And still no one wanted to be his friend, guys. No one wanted to be his friend. But we'll hear more from him later. That's really nice. All right, here comes BTC. Can it get back above here? Or is it going to find resistance right here in the 15-minute time frame? Guys, you got a lot of good things going on in the charts. And we haven't even touched on the other things I want to talk about, which is USD Euro at a critical point in the charts where that could be the reversal point. Total market cap, awesome retracement point. Stock markets, important support they're at right now. We got some good things. I think this can change, but we got some good things. All right, Bitcoin right now finding some resistance on the bottom of that wedge. Once again, if this can get back into this, bullish as hell. Right here, if you find resistance right here, this is probably just going to be a bearish back test before just a little bit of a pullback. Nothing crazy, man. All right, so that's what we're looking at there short term. Blast it, baby, blast it. Excuse me, man. I'm burping up a storm. The fart button's not working, but holy shit, the mouth is. That's for sure. D. Kennedy, what's up, buddy? Good to see you in the chat. It's good to have you back in here. Is it a lot of you guys? Is it a coincidence? A lot of you guys are saying this. Is it a coincidence that I go on vacation, Bitcoin dumps to 19K, right about below 18.8, okay, and then the day that I come back, Bitcoin has a 10% day to the upside, and the day before I come back, the Queen passes away. R.I.P. to the Queen. Shout out to the Queen. But is it a coincidence? A lot of you guys saying this is a conspiracy theory. You guys do your own notes. Do your own notes. I cannot confirm or deny this. I can't. All right, total market cap. Here's what I want to look at here real quick, guys. I don't know why this is taking so long to load, but it is what it is. This was the beautiful, beautiful chart we looked at before we left, and this was really the thing I wanted to see. Bitcoin's still finding resistance there, guys. Total market cap. This was the chart that was getting me pumped before we left, and so far it played out nicely, right? We talked about how from our swing low to our swing high here, we retraced perfectly right back to the 618 Fibonacci. And what did we do on the 618 Fibonacci? It's beautiful. What did we do, guys? We had the beautiful W formation right off the 618 retracement level inside of a falling wedge, which is the setup of all setups. Now, you need to see continuation, but the setup is there for a continuation. You broke out of the W, but here's the thing, okay? You broke out, you retested, and then you got the continuation, but what do you usually see after you get the breakout of a W pattern? You normally see a retest of the highs. So that's another reason why I think there's a good chance that we could see a pullback, a little bit of a short-term pullback, and then a rise. But then all of a sudden you start talking about this, and it all kind of connects to each other, guys. You look at the charts then, what do you got? You got the left shoulder, you got the head, and then you got a right shoulder for a beautiful inverse head and shoulders if you get that pullback. All right? So it all connects. And this is why I love the total market cap chart in particular because it's beautiful. It's absolutely sexy. It's beautiful. The total market cap chart is flashing those titties at me right now. All right? Waving that nipple. Like this is the nipple right here. The nipple is pointy as hell right now. Okay? At the total market cap chart. Let's see. This is just like saying the George effect pumps the market but doesn't count when it dumps. True. Let's see. Glad you're back, Jordan. BTC dumped in the... All right. It's too early, guys. No queen jokes. Is it too early for the queen jokes? I don't know. All right. Let's go back over here to the 2018 bear market. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about here and why this is pretty awesome. Okay? It's pretty awesome to me. I don't know. You guys do your own research. It is what it is. So in 2018... All right, I'm not gonna see this little wick here. I don't love that wick. That wick doesn't get me pumped. Okay, and I like to get we'll count the wick. We'll count the wick because you guys are gonna complain about it. And this is why I love and this we're playing out the exact same way. Take a gander. Take a quick gander at this, guys. All right. So 2018, we had the first low. We pumped back up, and this is what we were looking at last time. We had a rising wedge. which I'm not going to draw it here, but you guys, if you've been watching the channel, you know what I'm talking about. We had a rising wedge, we dumped. We had a falling wedge, we came back up. But here's what we did here, okay? We had that left shoulder, the head. We had a little bit of a pullback here in the daily. We formed that right shoulder and we continued up. And that's why I think we could do that same thing now, as a slight pullback before rising back up. All in all, what we want to do though is just hold a higher low here and continue up here on total market cap. All right? But so far, so freaking good. Now, do I think we do this? I mean, listen, I wouldn't. The reason why I wouldn't rule it out is because the market, Bitcoin came down from 40K so quick. Do I think we do something like this? Probably not. But as far as a macro sort of low where you might just hover at these ranges for a while would make some sense to me. But compared to 2018, it does look relatively similar as far as the patterns and it does get you a little bit antsy. And if you guys didn't see, you guys know the one trader I do follow on Twitter, and the one that I actually respect his opinion a lot. You guys know Pentoshi. He announced today, and this guy has gotten like every single macro move correct. He announced today that he is no longer a full-blown bear. He is more neutral. Now, you might say, all right, what does neutral mean? Take it for what you will. If you don't know Pentoshi, you know Pentoshi. But he's very good at calling macro tops, macro bottoms, and he's no longer a full-blown bear as well. So take it for what you will. Take it for what you will. If you don't know who he is, check him out. He's an awesome guy. I definitely recommend checking him out. And tell him that I sent you there, because he's awesome to follow on Twitter. Lazarus, what's up, buddy? What's going on, buddy? All right, let's check out ETH. Let's get a pump song going for ETH this morning, guys. Come on. Come on, man. I'm waiting for the big toe reveal. Holy man. Delicious. 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 Pentoshi Penguin. If you don't know Pentoshi, then you know Pentoshi. I guess it's true. Anyways, Ethereum. Another beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right? Take it for what you will. Alex Becker's out here calling you an idiot right now. Okay? He is. Ethereum. Another wedge. Ethereum's was a little bit more sloppy. Okay? Ethereum kind of doing these little sloppy charts lately, but Ethereum, same type of deal, right? Falling wedge, it came all the way back down, had a wick down here, back tested, came back up, and now we find ourselves at ETH's biggest point on the daily chart, okay? Now, this could be the point where if you're buying ETH right now, it's probably a little bit more of a longer term buy because ETH is back at what we call ETH's biggest resistance. Okay, if you're buying ETH right here, be careful. There's a reason why I'm saying be careful here. Doesn't mean we can't go higher. If we do, congratulations to everyone who's already bought. But if you're buying ETH right here for a short-term buy, just be careful. The reason why I say that is, I'll give you guys all the reasons here, which I do think ETH is still going to go a little bit higher here. So take it for what you will. I just say short-term, be careful. ETH is at these previous high, previous low, previous high, previous high. As we're seeing ETH pump right now. So take it for what it is. The reason why I say this is more so the weekly. Anything can really happen day to day. But if we go back to the weekly time frame, guys, look where ETH finds itself again. ETH finds itself again at, as Ben Cowan would say, the bear market resistance band. Okay? And last time we came to this, we talked about how this was Ethereum's biggest resistance point, right? All these previous swing lows, this previous swing high, we got rejected right there, okay? Right at the bear market resistance band, which is the 20-week EMA, 21-week EMA, 20-week SMA, all right? We find ourselves right back into it, all right? So here's the deal. And here is the shady deal for Ethereum. And I think the long-term time frames are more important to look for the short-term time frames than Ethereum. If ETH can get back above this and get a weekly close above this, it's going to be looking good for ETH. All right? And it's the same type of deal that I talked about last time, is if ETH can get a weekly close above this, all right, I would not be surprised to see ETH come back up and test this downtrend of resistance from all-time highs, but only if it can get a weekly close above this. Right now, we haven't done anything yet. We're still below it. All right, it looks good on the weekly. All right, and we're doing exactly what we wanted to do here in the weekly. I'm gonna show you guys. There's a lot of good things on ETH on the weekly. All right, but we find ourselves right here. If we can get a weekly close above this, I will not be surprised if we make ourselves all the way back up here to this range, 2400, 2200 up here. So keep an eye on that. And the other thing that we look at here is the weekly RSI downtrend. And this has played out perfectly. Look at this. Look at this, man. So we know we had this RSI downtrend from all-time highs pretty much, right? 1 touch, 2 touches, 3 touches. We know we broke out in August, okay? We got that breakout right here. What did we do, though? What did we do? What do we do? Well, we simply came back down. Looks like we just had a little back test before now continuing up to the upside. Could not mean anything. All right, take it for what you will, but I do like that on the weekly RSI. I do like that nice little back test and before the continuation. Let's see if we have the juice to get back over this. This all means nothing until we can get back over the bear market resistance band. We gotta get back over it. Okay, but I do love this little back test here on the RSI. Let's see if we got the juice here to go up here now. All right. Anyways, let me get rid of that. So that looks good. And quite frankly, let's look at what ETH did on this. So far, weekly higher lows coming in juicy. All right, this could change once again, but so far so good. We got the higher lows coming in. 1, 2, bada bing, bada boom. And where did ETH make that higher low? This is all stuff we talked about before, like weeks ago actually, is where was I looking for ETH to get a bounce? If it did, right around 1400. Why? You look left, this is the area where ETH's previous all-time high was. And Bitcoin actually did a similar thing, which is funny. But right over here, right around this 1400, 1500 range, that was ETH's previous all-time high. We dipped below this probably because we had all the liquidations, right? We had, freaking Luna going nuts and all these exchanges going down, which caused ETH to just crumble below there. It's now made its way back up. It's now came back down and back tested that range. Now let's see if it has enough juice. We need the buying power, right? The charts can look great, but you need the buy pressure to come in, right? So let's see. Let's find out. Let me see you guys saying in the chat. Cryptos are us. You made it back from no. BitBoy is entertainment, especially when he gets pissed. Yeah, I think that's why most people watch. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, let's see. All right, so Bitcoin, dude, respect the wedge. Respect the damn wedge. You see the thumbnail today. So far, rise, rejection off the wedge. Now, if this was to play out like it was supposed to, it should come back down here. And to my opinion, probably come back down and test this 50 EMA. Let's see if it plays out, though. But so far, so good. So far, so good on that one, man. We guys say in the chat here. Franco, I don't like how your name has an O at the end. Why not? Franco's a common name. How is Franco not a common name? To be honest, I would not consider this FOMO for Bitcoin at least. Oh, no, this is not FOMO. This is nowhere near FOMO. The general pleb is not interested in investing at the moment. The general pleb is just being a general pleb, But actually, I'd be surprised. In this bear market, there's a lot more people who are interested in buying crypto at these times than I've seen in the past. Where if the market looks ugly, no one's interested. Everyone's just like, haha, well, you're invested in crypto. There's actually a lot of people who are interested now in getting into crypto as the market's coming down than I've seen in a long time. Actually, probably ever. Usually when the crypto market going down, no one wants to buy, but right now it's a little bit different. I'm seeing a little bit different of a sentiment, which could be a change in sentiment. It could mean that we have to go lower because people still are interested in buying. Who knows what it actually means, but I don't know if you guys seen the same thing. You have people that are, they know that you're interested in crypto and they ask you, hey, should I buy right now? Or, hey, I think I want to pick up some crypto. You guys see the same thing around your parts? Let me know. Because that's what I've seen. A lot of family members are wanting to buy crypto or, or at least, or like, when should I buy? Or, I have this money that I want to invest in crypto at some point. It's a very interesting time. Let's see. Above the 50 and 200 M formation to the 50. Yeah. Pretty much. That's right. I'm looking for a move back down to 20,500-ish. Anyways. Stock markets. Let's look at the stock markets on the weekly. I'm going to buy Bitcoin all the way up to 30K, then stop there. Nice, man. Let me take a sip of water here. Or a sip of coffee. This is not water. I got water and coffee here, in case you guys were interested. I'm sure you weren't, though. All right, so S&P futures. We're bouncing off a good level, right? I mean, here's the thing with this. The thing with this is, NASDAQ's doing very, very well today. You can make an argument, and this one's a little bit of an ugly one, but if you were to draw this like this, right, and this was kind of a deviation to the highs here. That's why it throws this chart a little bit off. But you see this little deviation here. You often see these deviations. Like, see this right here? You broke this high right here, right there. Boom. You probably had everyone and their mother going, "Oh my God!"
We're going to 100K tomorrow.
All right, deviation, and then it dumps. Okay, this one right here. We obviously know this one. Right there. Right there, you break this previous resistance. You come back up. Deviation.
We're going to 100K tomorrow.
Dumb, right? And we just saw that again, right? So right here, previous high, slight deviation.
We're going to 100K tomorrow.
Dumb, okay? But what's different about this time, and what I actually like on this iteration of what we've seen 3 times already, is you see this little, what I would call a left shoulder, okay? This little left shoulder. And you see right here, where you had, this time, you had this little left shoulder. And you see this time right here, where you had this little this one wasn't really the same thing, but left shoulder. What's different about this time is, this time, you just crashed right through it, okay? This time right here, you crashed right through it. What I like about what I'm seeing right now, and this could change even though it's Friday, so actually it kind of can't, unless you see the S&P drop like 5% for the rest of the day today, this is not going to change. What I like about this time is you have this left shoulder and you're finding support on it this time, okay? Which could give us an indication that the stock markets are ready to at least consolidate at this range. Maybe not go to the moon, but at least consolidate. And could you look at this as some sort of left shoulder, head, right shoulder formation, right shoulder, Ethereum Classic, left, head, right shoulder formation before a continuation up with a weekly bullish engulfing candle coming in right there. You could. Now, obviously, for me to say that's going to happen, you got to get back above this previous low, this previous high. You got to get weekly closes up here. Nothing's changed yet, but so far, it's different than the other ones to me as far as how you're holding this range, all right? So we'll find out. We'll find out on the S&P, but the S&P is actually looking really good. So far. It can change, but this is what it is. The solder, man. Franco said all these anti-crypto people think they're smart. It's talk like that from these boomers why I never invested in Tesla in 2016. I could have been yeah, dude, whenever the boomers are saying not buy anything, buy that. Oh, don't buy Amazon. The internet sucks. Oh, don't buy Tesla. That'll never work. Oh, don't buy Bitcoin. Oh. Whenever someone old says, don't buy this, it's usually a good time to buy that specific thing. It's usually how it is, man. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Internet won't work. EV cars won't work. Cryptocurrency won't work. Those have been some of the best performing assets for the last, 30 years. So take it for what you will. It's like a leading indicator. Oh, no. What are they saying not to buy now? I'm going to go buy that right now. In all seriousness. They told me not to buy... Oh, man. It's so true, though. It's so true. Don't buy drugs. Hey, I mean, look at wheat stocks. There you go. That's another one. Don't buy drugs. Wheat stocks go nuts. All right. Anyways, let's continue on. So Euro USD. This is on the monthly chart. I told you guys that I think the dollar, even though it may not be topped out yet, I think it's getting pretty close. And you might be saying, look at Europe. Look at the energy costs in Europe. There's no way the dollar is gonna go back up, or the euro is gonna go back up. Here's the thing. I look at the charts, and I like to look at the charts, and the charts tell me what's gonna happen next. Okay, people like to predict what events are gonna happen in the future. To me, I'm a big believer in you look at the chart, it's going to tell you what's going to happen next. Obviously, you got to be able to read it correctly. But here's the thing. So Euro USD, if Euro USD goes down, you expect dollar to go up. If dollar goes down, if this goes up, you expect dollar to go down. Yeah, I couldn't think right there for a second. I'm looking at this as a big. So this is where you found support in the past, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now you're finding yourself at the range lows again, right? You're not quite there, which is why I think the dollar could kind of mosey its way, still maybe slightly higher, but not that much higher. I'm looking for this red box right here to hold on the Euro USD. And if that does, okay, well, we'll find out. And that's also, what does that happen to be? It also happens to be the $1 psychological support level, which psychological support levels are huge. People don't look at them enough. $1, not $1, but 1 is such a psychological level there, which they want to hold that, in my opinion. So this is the range I'm looking for this to hold. If this starts to, go up, starts to build some momentum back to the upside, that's when dollar is going to come down. And that's when you expect risk assets to go up. Okay, so that's another good sign. If this breaks to the downside, rest in peace. Rest in peace. If this breaks the downside here, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's the way the market works sometimes. But I'm looking for that to hold there. Don't buy Elon Inu. Elon Inu. Here we go. I missed the cars going off. It wasn't like that in Poland. All you heard was birds. Now you got the cars going nuts. I never thought I'd miss it. Remember when I used to get pissed about that? Now I'm like, give me another car. Give me another car going off, man. Look at Cosmos. Yeah, we're gonna look at altcoins coming up in a second, guys. So that's that. Yeah. Listen, like, there's good things going on that could basically there's good things going on that could potentially be good things. We just need to see them follow through now. That's it. All right, so let's look at some altcoins. I've kind of rambled enough about macro stuff, even though it is important to talk about that stuff. Let's look at some alts, because you got some alts coming up. And yes, I am still being a bottom dweller on Near. I still have not picked up any Near. Take it for what it is. I'm not afraid to admit when I am being a bottom dweller. Unfortunately, on this little move down here, I was waiting for 350 and it went to 360. So that's the way the cookie crumbles there. So I wasn't able to pick up Near, but Near looks really good for all you Nears out there. I know everyone looks at Luna Classic, but yeah, Near pumping today. It was really went up the last 2 days, but that's another one. I mean, just look at the chart here. It was beautiful. Falling wedge broke to the upside. You had this little inverse head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Broke that to the upside. Bada bing, bada boom. 2 bullish patterns. That was a pretty easy play right there. Measure move is back up to 525. So you still got some room to run if it wants to run higher. But Near looks good. I would say you're above all your moving averages, which is good. I bet you're at the 4 hour. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, you're above all your moving averages here. So Near still in a good spot. Let's see. Let's see what Near does. But Near, yeah, I like where Near is right now. Once again, short-term pullback would not surprise me. If Bitcoin has a short-term pullback, wouldn't be surprised if altcoins have a short-term pullback. But Near looks pretty good. That was just a clean cut bullish setup there from the wedge and the inverse head and shoulders. If I saw this, unfortunately I did not. That would have been that was a nice one. That was a really nice one. Congratulations on that. Cosmos went ham. Let's see. What's up, Franco? Cosmos. Whoa, look at Cosmos, man. Let's go. Come on, Cosmos. Get a little moon helmet back on today, man. Come on. Where's the moon helmet? What's this moon helmet? Where's my helmet, man? There it is. You all get the attention? That was a hawk sound. Nice. All right, so Adam. Once again, I mean, your 4 hours getting. I mean, the 4 hours going nuts. Once again, don't be FOMO in because your 4 hour indicators are pretty overbought. But Cosmos, if you got in down here, congratulations. Cosmos was, I mean, just another really good setup here on the daily time frame. Like, this one just keeps crushing it. I mean, this one's up 3x from the bottom. It just goes to show how fast crypto can move, and sometimes you don't really realize it. Like, there's plenty of altcoins that if you accumulate at the lows, you've already be up 3x on those buys. There's so many across the board. It moves fast, and sometimes you don't realize it. But Cosmos was... This one wasn't so cut and dry, but, I mean, it really was the same kind of deal. We had the move down, the rise back up, the retest. And you can call this a cup and handle, inverse head and shoulders, however you want it, but it was really, really, really nice setup. Really, really nice setup. Now you're coming up to that 200-day EMA. So let's see where we close on this. And if we go real quick to the weekly real quick, just to see where we're kind of at on the trend. Yeah, I mean, this is a big level to watch right here, guys. Right, these swing lows, swing lows, the swing highs, and you got the 50-week EMA coming in right here. So this should act as some resistance. Let's see, but be careful at this range right here. All right, this range right here should act as some resistance. If this does break, won't be surprised to get a move back up to like 22.12 if this breaks on the weekly time frame. If. But once again, weekly stocks are topped out. You're at some previous resistance levels, which should act as some resistance. Wouldn't be surprised to see a pullback here for near as well. So, or not, so for Cosmos, man. Am I saying near? Holy shit. FOMO now. What's going on, Drew? Drew, what's up, buddy? Samantha. haven't seen you guys in forever. It's good to be back, man. Like I said, I'm getting the rust off. When I first came on, I felt like a little kid in front of us doing a speech in front of the class, going, "Hey, today my research paper is about cryptocurrency. Oh shit. Today, I'm gonna explain to you why cryptocurrency is great. It's great because it's decentralized. The chart looks good. Yep. That's how I felt when I first came on here today. A lot of coins held up really well during this recent dip. They did. Like, that's why, like, all coins look good. Bitcoin went all the way down to its lows. Think about that for a second. Bitcoin's low on the wick was like 17.6. It went all the way down to 18.8. But a lot of these altcoins didn't even get close to their lows, right? I mean, look at the Bitcoin dominance is another good thing to look at. The Bitcoin dominance, well, I would say be careful in the Bitcoin dominance right now because it is at its range lows. And this could be the point where Bitcoin starts moving against altcoins. Because if you look at where that's at right here, this has been the point on the weekly where Bitcoin usually starts outpacing altcoins. You had once here, and now you're back in. You're starting to get a pretty bullish weekly candle there on the Bitcoin dominance. So be careful. I mean, it's really just one big range, right? Down, up, down, up. This could be the point where you come back to the top of it. But there's always the scenario where this finally breaks. The more times you test something, the more times it's likely to break. So could this be the point where dominance comes all the way back down to 36% and you see altcoins go to the absolute moon? Or it's going to be the point where this holds and Bitcoin starts just crushing altcoins? That's what we'll find out. But we're at the point we're going to find out here relatively soon. So what do you guys think? You guys think Bitcoin dominance will break this support? Or do you guys think Bitcoin dominance will hold and just continue to go up and down in this range that we've been in since really April of 2021? So about a year and a half of this range. Let me know. Let me know what you think. But Bitcoin dominance is something to pay attention to. Definitely. I mean, it's held this every single time it's tested this since 2018. So we'll see. Fliptember. The Fliptember, I'd be cool with a Fliptember, man. Listen, if ETH flipped Bitcoin, I would be a very happy fella. You know I would too. You know, you guys know I'm like an unconfirmed ETH maxi. I'm not actually an ETH maxi, but like some people actually think I'm an ETH maxi. Depends on the FOMC merge. Facts. Think I'll hold support here. Yeah. All right. So that's I think there's a better chance it holds, and actually, as much as I don't want it to. Because if you look at Bitcoin dominance and you look at like ETH Bitcoin's also at a major resistance level right here, right? Which I want this to break. If ETH breaks this right here, there's a high chance it could flip BTC. And I'm not just saying that just to be like a moon boy. But this point here, if this breaks, I mean, you could see it coming all the way back up here, which would be about you're talking almost a 30% gain against BTC, which would be a massive move for ETH. So let's see. Like, and this is another point. Like, if you think Bitcoin dominance is bottomed, and it's going to start going back up, you should expect Ethereum to start losing money against BTC. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's an interesting turning point where we're at the current moment for the like intra cryptocurrency, right? Not so much as is it going to go up or going to go down, but what's going to be the best performing one? Bitcoin, ETH, or other altcoins? We'll find out. Atom looks good. Link to Slink is pumping, which, you know, it was pumping the most earlier this morning, and that's usually not a good sign. When Link pumps the hardest, that's usually not a good sign for the rest of the market. I don't know why. To this day, I have no idea why, but it's held up true every single time. ETH was up the most earlier. It's not anymore, so that's good. But there is Link. Link the Slink. Link the damn Slink was an interesting chart. This was not really a valid wedge. It kind of went a little wacky since I went away, but, you know, I'm actually just going to get rid of this because it's honestly not valid. But, yeah, I mean, Chainlink, could you look at this as... it's a little bit sloppy. It's a little bit sloppy. But, yeah, I wouldn't really call this... I was going to say, could you call this maybe an inverse head and shoulders type formation, but it's a little bit sloppy. You could. Like, if you really wanted to be kind of a weirdo, which sometimes we like to be weirdos here, you could argue maybe you got the first hit, you held, second hit, you got a lower low, third hit, and now you're going to come back up. It's kind of a beautiful little bottom formation. You could argue that. You could also call it like a triple bottom, whatever you want to call this, okay? It is a nice kind of accumulation structure. And it's very different to what you saw over here. And this is why it gets me a little bit more confident than this consolidation up here, because you actually did the same thing. Let me show you guys what I mean. You gotta be saying, Jordan, what the hell are you talking about? We did the same thing over here, right? You had the left, you had the head, you came back down. You held support on that right shoulder initially, but you couldn't get any momentum, and you just kind of continued down here for Chainlink, right? But look what you did this time. Doesn't mean it can't change, but this time you came back up. You were able to get back over your 50 into 20 EMA, but now you're getting some momentum up. And that's why it's a little bit different this time than it was over here. So we'll see. It's still too early to tell, but if you look at just basically the chart for Link, you're at big resistance right now, 787. If that can break, I mean, there's a good chance this comes back up and tests 950 again. So let's see. Let's find out, boys and ladies. And I can't forget the ladies, man. Can't forget the ladies. Even though, is there any ladies in the chat? They're all gone in the bear market, man. What's up, Neil? Sloppier than Melissa on a Friday night. Well, let's do this poll though. We got 874 votes. The Bitcoin bottom in 53%. You guys still say no. So time will tell. Time will tell. All right. Any other alts, guys? I'm just going to quickly go over some alts and we'll call it a stream here. Let's see. Uniswap. Good. I mean, good hold. Good hold there on Uniswap. I mean, this is the level we talked about on Uniswap before we left, and it actually played out pretty nicely. We had this downtrend of resistance. We talked about this point right here was previous resistance. You flip it in support. Now you have the W formation right here. Left. Well, not left, but first hit, second hit. Now you want to get that W formation. The W formation off the previous resistance points. And now the rise back up. Mr. Hart, I'll see you tonight, dude. See you tonight, buddy. Thanks for coming out. Let's see. Jordan, what? WTF? I just got money to DCA and you come back to pump the market before I can cash the check. I'm sorry, man. I gave you plenty of time. I gave you 9 days to... Whenever Jordan goes on vacation, we dump. We got the dump. You had 9 days. You know, Cody, it is what it is, man. I gave you the formula. I gave you the formula. We dump when Jordan goes on vacation. We hit a low when Jordan comes back on vacation. It happens every single vacation. Every single one. Go back in the charts and look. It's actually pretty crazy. No, but Uni's looking pretty good on the daily at the current moment. Sol. Let's do Sol. Solana. Ooh, Sol. So Sol, falling wedge, breakout. And I believe this was a 786. Yeah, so many alts did nice 786 retracements. You see this? Low, high, 786. W formation, breakout of the wedge. I mean, it's just a nice setup. Daily's getting a little bit up there. It's why, like, see, the breakout happened. Now, when you see this breakout, short-term pullback wouldn't surprise me. Why? Many different reasons. Pretty much every time frame is topped out on the RSI. You're right at the 4-hour 200 EMA, right? So take it for what you will. A quick pullback to test some of these previous highs wouldn't surprise me, right? 33.81. Would it surprise me if you came all the way back down here, retested this level, flip previous resistance as support before you continue up? No, it wouldn't. So have patience right here. Have patience, because you're normally just going to go up in a straight line, right? And if that does happen, if you go back to the daily time frame here, actually the 4 hour is even better. And a lot of these alts, like, so you just saw the setup on, what was it? What did we just look at? Shit. Was it? Whatever the last coin we just looked at. We saw the setup where we had the falling wedge and then the inverse head and shoulders. It looks like a lot of these alts are forming the same thing. They just haven't gotten there yet. Like Sol, right? Wedge, we broke out. You had this left shoulder here. You had the head. Now, if you get a pullback from this current point, you form that right shoulder. There you go. It's the same pattern. It just hasn't. It's a little bit behind. And you'll probably find this on a lot of different alts. They're slightly behind the other altcoins. Someone took a shit? Oh, Hamilton took a shit. Make sure you wash your hands. Because you know, I don't always wash my hands. You know what I mean? So make sure you wash your hands. Actually, no. When I poop, I wash my hands. When I pee, up for debate. Take it for what it is. Come on. Nobody ever got courtesy flushes these days? No one courtesy flushes, man. No one courtesy flushes. You ever go in a public bathroom? Courtesy flush. More like you're not even going to flush the toilet. You know what I mean? You go in a public bathroom, it smells like shiza in there. Every single one of them smells like shiza. All right, on that note, guys, let's call it a stream. Let's see what happens later on. I think, actually, Bitcoin's actually holding up pretty decently here. Let's see if it continues to hold up decently, but, this looks like to me still, a little left, a wedge, Basically, a wedge on the 15-minute time frame came up, retested. I still think we get that continuation slightly down. Retest the 50 EMA here, which is moving up quick. Now it's up to 20,600. So every candle this closes is going to move up higher. I think a retest of that makes sense. Does crypto always make sense? No. But we'll find out. All right, guys. Catch you later. Have a fantastic day. Till I'll see you at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Smack up the like button. Subscribe if you're new. We'll be back a little bit later. Hopefully we can have the moon helmet back on later because I like the moon helmet, man. And I do think there's a chance that we can keep the moon helmet on for a little bit longer here, as I already stated. But catch you guys later. All right. Adios. Peace out, Cub Scouts. Later, boys. And now for the awkward silence. Here for a little bit. Adios, friends.